This is Passion with Dr. Laurie Betito on Montreal's News Talk Leader, CJAD 800.
Dating dilemmas tonight on Passion. We're talking about, of course, we talk about dating issues on Dating Dilemmas, and the dilemma tonight is, well, heartbreaks, basically, and worse yet, heartbreaks during the holidays. I can't imagine a worse feeling than having your heart broken right during the holiday season. It just seems so callous to me.
Well, it may be callous, but just like one of our callers earlier, she had her family around her to support her. And because the holidays is when everybody comes together, what better time to be going through a breakup that you have everybody around you? You may have people coming in from out of town. And if the person that you're with waits until after the holidays to break up with you, you might not have that support system.
Right.
Around.
So you don't think it's better to wait after the holidays?
I think people staying in relationships that they don't want to be in is more damaging than actually breaking up with them during the holiday season, because it gets them used to a behavior pattern where they are, I guess the word is, they are content with being miserable. And that's not good. And nobody wants to be with somebody who doesn't really want to be with them.
That's true.
On some level, we feel it, we know it. That person just doesn't want to be with me and it drives me nuts. Nobody wants that. Right. Because it gets you used to the idea that maybe I'm not lovable. Who wants to go through the holidays thinking maybe I'm not lovable?
But just the stress, even when you're, let's say you're not breaking up, but your partnership is going through some really rocky times, or you're confused about what it is that you want, or that's a difficult place to be in at holiday time, when you have to put the smiles on, you have to entertain, even though you don't feel like being with people. You may want to talk to your partner, and there's no opportunity to talk because it's so busy,
but
and families coming in, and
but that's life. Think of the holidays as a test. Can you survive the holidays? Then your relationship has a shot of lasting long term. But if your relationship can't even stand the pressures of the holidays, which, in comparison to what's really out there, come on. It's life. You're going to be doing that in all areas of your life.
That's true. Hi, Bob. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, well, I'm going through pretty much what you guys are talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. I really am.
Yeah. She left in August for a job interview, was what she said.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that she got engaged on the 24th of November.
Oh.
After a 10-year relationship.
Whoa. Well, now, were you she left, you were in a long-distance relationship at that point?
I thought I was.
You thought you were? Interesting.
Right. Yeah.
And so she maintained contact with you as if you were in a relationship?
That's right. Until the 24th, which I found out through a friend of mine on her Facebook account that she got engaged with another man.
That's horrible.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
What a blow.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
How have you been dealing with this?
Well, it's been kind of traumatic for me after a 10-year relationship to just end like that,
Mm-hmm.
Tried talking to her, but I don't think she has the heart yet to actually express exactly what happened. She did text me on my birthday, which kind of made me feel a little bit better, which was on the 10th of December.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah.
She didn't give you any...
What happened was she said that she needed time. She'd been going to school for a long time. She just finished McGill.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Well, how do you go from that to engage to somebody else?
Yeah, that's what I've been asking myself for a month now.
Like, that's so uncool.
Well, chances are she's probably was looking to leave a long time ago. Mm-hmm. But as we talked about here in the show, some people figure that they don't want to go through the breakup process, so they just keep putting it off.
Right. Well, we always talked about it in the past 10 years. She always said she did want to be a part of my life, even though if we were not together.
That's a red flag right there.
The worst part is 3 days before I found out she got engaged, we were on the phone and we were flirting and this and that, and then 3 days later, a friend calls me and says, "Hey, she took everybody off her Facebook account." So I never really believed in Facebook because there's no real privacy in Facebook. You could always find a way to get to the person. So I actually made an account and went for myself to see, and
there she was.
yeah, and when she found out, it was because I started going crazy, you know, with the texts and all this stuff, trying to figure out what's going on there. She said that she was going through a little of her own problems right now. She's a ball of emotions, and I know you are too. And I'm just going to go to the village for a while and relax. And when I get back, I'll text you. We'll talk again. So she did text me on my birthday, and but we still have not spoken.
Still no explanation. Still no, why am I engaged to somebody else? Like, were you dating this person while with me?
Well,
why weren't you honest with me? Like,
she went to a complete different. She went to Europe.
mm-hmm.
So from August to the 24th, we get engaged, and 3 months later,
yeah,
it must have, you know, it's not like she met. Well, I found out the whole story, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me because knowing her, being with her for 10 years, you kind of get to know a person.
Sure, or you think you know him.
Exactly.
This is actually sounds like a major intimacy issue because she's with you for 10 years, but she's constantly saying things like, I still want you in my life even if things don't work out.
That's correct.
And this is a red flag. When people start talking like that, they're basically trying to subcommunicate, I don't think we should be together, but I don't have the courage to break it off. So I'm going to give you these signs so you'll break up with me and I don't have to be the bad guy.
Right.
And
well, she was the bad guy.
She was. Now, Bob, I really feel for you here. I want you to understand that this is not an end to your ability to love. There's a lot you can learn from this experience.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we can look at is that for a long time, you were with somebody who basically kept hinting that they didn't want to be there long term with you romantically. And on some level, you were okay with that. And that's not fair to you.
And also to have this long distance, I mean, were there plans of reconnection at some point? What were the long-term plans?
Well, what she said is she's just going to go and stay at a monastery for a while, give herself to God, let her relax, because she's been having her own little issues. She's had OCD for a while, and she's very stressed. The school stressed her out. I told her don't go back, but she wanted to go back to get a teaching degree. So
sounds like instead of going to a monastery, she went to the arms of somebody else.
Yeah,
and it was
he wasn't even there until the 21st because he was working in another country. And when he came back, she what I found out is she was talking to him on Facebook for a while.
Okay.
And when he came back on the 21st, 3 days later, they got engaged.
It all sounds quite fishy to me, and she doesn't sound healthy to me either. No. So it sounds like has her own psychological issues to deal with. You say she's OCD, so she's probably also highly anxious and has other things going on, maybe depression. That can make people do crazy things, like really do impulsive things, and she may have seen him as a savior somehow, from a distraction from all of what she was feeling, and which she couldn't maybe get from you because you're kind of there. You've been there throughout all of this. You weren't a distraction enough.
Right, and I didn't really take the time to really understand OCD. I found it more as I did not understand what OCD was until she left and actually started doing the research. And while we were talking the 3 months, trying to tell her, look, I found the best doctor in Montreal. He's affiliated with McGill, affiliated with the Royal Victoria. Mm-hmm. And this is her name, and this is what you have to do.
Yeah, come and get some treatment.
Yeah, I'll hold you by your hand, and we'll go, and I understand now, you know. But I think she probably made that choice before. Yeah. And I think it was a bit too late then.
Well, Bob, you know what? Sounds like she's got a lot of work to do on her own. Yep. It's too bad that you ended up, suffering some of those consequences. But that's what happens, unfortunately, when one partner is also mentally ill. Yeah.
Bob, just very quickly, one thing to remember. What happened to you, what she did, is not a reflection of your value as a person. And
I've been trying to repeat that to myself lately.
Okay? What somebody does to you is not what you base your identity on. You base your self-identity on the actions you take from here on in.
Yeah. All right. It doesn't say anything about you.
Okay.
Don't take it personally like that. Good luck, and try and have some calm holidays, peaceful holidays. All right, Bob?
Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
I guess that's the end. until 2012.
And then we'll see each other in the new year.
We'll see each other at the end of January. Exactly. Thank you, Frank, very much for being here. And if anybody wants some coaching, Frank does that. Dating coach at franktalks.com. You can get in touch with him. You can get in touch with me by email, passion@CJAD.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Dr. Laurie Sex Talk. And tomorrow night, we've got Dr. Clifford Albert in the house. We're going to give you some last-minute holiday beauty tips for you. And we'll catch up with you then. A very big thank you to Mike Babbins in Master Control. News is coming up next, followed by the CJAD Comedy Show. Have a great rest of the night. And please remember, life is short, so take the time to smell the flowers and indulge your passions.